Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you Friday, May the 22nd. The year's 2020. Let's talk trading. It's time for the weekly wrap up. Fellow traders, you should know that these videos are for educational purposes only, and your results may differ from mine. Trading is extremely risky. You can lose all of your money. If you need trading, investment, or financial advice, seek the advice of an accredited financial professional. And keep in mind on each and every trade that you have your risk management in place. You don't lose any more per trade than you're willing to lose per trade. And have your money management in place. You have to know when to pick them up. If you don't take those chips, the market has a tendency of taking them back. And brain management. No FOMO, no ROMO, and no ROGO. And I had a little ROGO today. I might show you the details of that trade. But, sometimes you experience pain, but you have to remember pain doesn't come from the market. Pain comes from your reaction to the market. So, on with the weekly wrap up. It looks like there's two gaps that did not fill this week, but the rest did. So, anybody out there trading the weekly gap, more cases than not, I believe you are profitable for the week. Notice that the pound dollar has moved 118 pips off of that weekly low. And we look at the yearly, we've got a green bar here for the week, but once again, we're experiencing a red day right here. And we are back inside the opening range here, that first day of the week. You see here we popped out once, we dipped in and popped out. We just came right in it here, and then it popped its head out but then fell back through. And notice, well, I'll show you on the next chart, I believe. Notice that we broke that week, the previous day's low here. We broke it here. This was an inside bar, so there's an inside bar break. This is the inside bar low. That was a break. And then here almost broke, actually, I think it may have broke the monthly inside bar, yeah, by about a pip. But if you're trading these inside bars, actually, I think it broke it by 3 pips. You should have been in here or here. But nice trades anyway. Lots of inside bar action. And we broke that daily low, previous day's low once again, 72 pip range. It's Memorial Day Friday, so we only have 6 pairs over 100 today. Not much happening there. The pivot point was right next to the daily open inside the buy zone, so there was really no bias. So there was a couple of longs here. You only got a pip or two. Shorts right here. Stop losses probably were not threatened, but here was a nice break to the downside and then a move back up. Green rats feasting here. In fact, I got a couple of nibbles earlier today. Once again, showing that pivot point was up here. And we took that out so you can see where the missed pivots are. Now we only have 3 for the year. Wick zone, in and out, back in and out here. You can see how many times price wicked into it, fell back down, now it's crossed above it and into it again. And these wall mall trades, definitely this one here, definitely would have paid off. But I quit trading. What happened to me was, let's see, I think I popped this one here for about 8 pips, came back in, and then price reversed on me. I don't remember where. I think it was right here, possibly, or right. No, it must have been here because they had a reversal here. You see, red candle, green candle was going through here, and then price dropped on me, and I think I got into a couple more trades, and then finally, I just kept I just added on, like, I think 3 times, because I kept getting buy signals. I was in the green rat zone, so I just had faith in the method, and then I actually popped out of right about here, right around the seven. I think it was right around 80, because I was in it. Yeah, no. Here's where I got in, right here. What happened was, it was going. I was going to take a wall mall trade here, and it reversed on me. And so then I think I bought in right here, and then it reversed again. So I got a signal here, and then I got a second signal, and that's where it was. So I was just taking the signals, having faith in the method, and that's how I did it. But I wasn't trading full sizes. I think I was trading about an eighth of a size or a quarter size. I don't remember. So I wasn't in too much trouble. And then right here, as I said earlier, you've got to take it or the market will take it back. If you took this Walmart break, there was like about an opportunity to make about 25 pips. But if you just sat there and watched it and all of a sudden price started coming back down, you definitely should have been out at the 2200 level and saved and made at least 20 pips out of that 25 pip move. It might have been even more. The let's see, that high was yeah, you had an opportunity to make almost 28 pips there. So you should have at least gotten 20 out of that. And once again, simple price action, green at the line, red at the line. Um, trading, it hardly gets any simpler. And I still have people wanting me to mentor them, but I really don't know what more I can say other than you go long with on a green H1 at the line, or you go short on a red H1 at the line. Um, of course, now sometimes, actually probably more times than not, I trade counter because I like to trade out of the rat zone, and many times the candle will be the opposite color, but that's because I just don't wait. So, for example, here you can see this was in that lower rat zone, and so here you had an opportunity to get in the rat zone on a green H1. Here you had an opportunity here. Now this one, you would have been slightly red. This one here, moving back out, you would have been slightly red. And so you just have to have patience. You have to have patience to enter. Then you have to have patience and let that trade move because, as I showed you before, when I got in here, I had the patience to wait. But if I would have just, instead of just triggering out right when this last trade was at break even, if I would have just let all these positions ride, there was 10 pip profit there. That would have been a nice trade. Or even if I would have gone to this line, even a 5 pips more would be very nice. So you just have to have faith going in, hanging in, and exiting. And and so you don't have any of that, rogo, regret of getting out. The reason why you regret is probably because you didn't follow your trading method, your plan, your exit strategy. It's just so important because if you follow your plan and you execute it, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose or how much you win or lose. You executed your plan and your plan did what it was supposed to do, even if it created a loss. And that's just something you have to realize. And it's like almost anything you do, you're not going to win all the time. You're not going to get a hit every time you go to the plate. You're not going to strike out every batter. You're not going to make every shot in hockey. You're not going to block every shot in hockey or in basketball or in football. You're not going to complete every pass, Um, Nothing in life, in nature, says that everything you do is going to work each and every time you do it, especially if you're in a competition. And trading, this is competition. You're competing against every other trader who's trading the instrument you are on the planet. Maybe not at the same time, but there's probably thousands, if not tens of thousands, of traders online anytime trading in the instrument you're trading. So that's a lot of competition if you think about it. And as we cycle back through on the map here, you can see right here we broke out at the previous month's low 1, 2, 3 times, but then price reversed back through it, and these were opportunities to get in. And so right here you were at the 60 station, and then 60 became 7, went to the 70, and then the train went to the 80, and here from the 70 station it went all the way up to the 00 station. And that's the way I'm calling these now. It's just like, because Walmart likes to say there's always going to be another train or bus, coming to the station. So those are the stations. But you can see here we crossed that previous day's midpoint and then fell back through it. We broke out of the H4 high one H4 bar ago, right there. You see that? This candle also broke out of, and it's kind of hard to see here because they have overlap, but that looks like a weekly. Is that the weekly low? Let's see. No, that's the monthly midpoint, is what that looks like. Weekly midpoint right here. So we crossed that weekly midpoint. So there was a lot of movement through horizontal lines on this particular pair. And breaking out the old dragon chart, if you're wondering, this is the candle color, and that needs to be reset again because that's supposed to be previous mid. And here on the multimeter mid, I used to have a previous mid, but then I thought all I got to do is set the shift, and then you can change the name that displays here. So it's really the previous mid, or it could be the mid 1 bar ago, but I just like to say previous mid. So, and then so for example, how do I use this? I like this. If I want to go long, I want these two to be green. If I'm going short, I want them to be red. So that's what I'm looking for. And this is just the wick zone on each of the time frames. And this is higher high or lower low, letting me know what's going on those time frames. And so I don't really look at this at each individual. I just kind of glance up, and if I see a bunch of red, that's telling me you probably shouldn't go long. If I see a bunch of green, that's telling me you probably shouldn't go short. So that's how I'm using this indicator. And then once again, I've got the smart rat zone here with the new line that's telling me this is the upper red rat zone and then the lower rat zone. So we're at the 42 percentile here, and I believe I am using 250 test bars. So that's a full year's worth of trading. So what I'm saying is, if I look at all the close minus lows for the last 250 days, 42% of them fall below this distance of 30. So from here to the low, 42% fall below, and then from the high, 43% are up here. So when you're down here, and this number is like 10, 9, 8, and in this case, we have it set at the 20 percentile here, you know you're in that green rat zone, so you don't even have to have this up here. But it just lets you know this is opportunity. Okay? So, fellow traders, I hope you've had a really good week, profitable week, and it's a holiday weekend, so please stay safe if you're traveling, not just because we're in the middle of a pandemic. So, I hope you enjoy Monday. There probably won't be much action in the New York session, but just remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So drain the banks, and if you're new here, click subscribe, and everybody click the like, and then you can also click the bell to be notified, and then you can share this video all over the internet. Rumpled One